Okay.
So this woman is psychic, or at least she claims she is. She's about to defraud this guy out of millions of dollars.
Oh no.
Her name is Rachel. She lives in Oregon, and one day, this guy walks into her psychic shop. His name's Ralph. Ralph is 57, and the poor guy is just super lonely, and he wants advice from a psychic. But Rachel Lee, she sees him as an easy mark. I mean, he's a lonely old man, he's never been married, he's never even been in a relationship, and most importantly, he's worth millions of dollars because his family owns a successful tree farm. And so Rachel Lee gives him a psychic reading, and they start talking, and they hit it off, and she tells him all the things he wants to hear. So later, he starts going back to her again and again and revealing more and more about his life, and their relationship starts to get personal. And they start hanging out, and Ralph is like buying little gifts and writing her checks, whatever she needs. And
Let me see if
eventually,
I can just
Ralph
cover
ends up
that.
hiring her as his personal housekeeper. And later, he
That's
hires her to
weird.
take care of his elderly father's finances, like helping pay his bills on time and stuff like
Weird.
that.
Okay.
And then she becomes Ralph's elderly father's full-time caretaker, and she's helping manage the finances of the family business, aka the successful tree farm. So over the next 2 years, Rachel slowly grooms Ralph to trust her. She pretends to be his best friend, and she uses his finances to pay herself $9,000 a month to work for him. Damn. But then, one day, Rachel Lee comes to Ralph with a prediction. Because remember, she's psychic. She tells him that he's in luck, and that soon he's going to meet someone special. A romantic interest, someone with blonde hair and an English accent. And this is great news for Ralph. I mean, he's super lonely, and he loves blonde women with English accents. So shortly after that, one day, Ralph is at the Portland airport, and he just so happens to get approached by a woman. This woman, Mary Marks. And Mary Marks strikes up a conversation with him, and she just so happens to have blonde hair and an English accent. And Mary Marks tells him that she's an exchange student,
I
and that she's
gotta
in her 20s.
under my nose.
Now, none of that is true, but we'll get to that. So Ralph and Mary Marks strike up a conversation.
Catfishing. This is a really elaborate scheme. What the heck?
Soon, they're talking on the phone all the time. But she lives in California, and he lives all the way up in Oregon. So their relationship is long distance, but they're really into each other. 2 years later, they get married. And it's a quick marriage to help her get her visa, whatever. Ralph is super happy. He's never had a wife before, even if it is long distance. So in love, like he ends up getting one of those personalized license plate frames that says Ralph Park Mary on it.
Oh, that's cute.
But soon enough, Mary Marks is telling Ralph that she's also a bookkeeper. So Ralph hands over some of the business bookkeeping responsibilities to her. Now, Rachel Lee and Mary Marks are completely in charge of Ralph's finances. And then Rachel Lee sells off all his investments. And she's paying herself, she's paying Mary Marks, Rachel Lee's paying her own boyfriend, and they're all living a pretty baller lifestyle off of Ralph's money. And Rachel Lee in particular loves using Ralph's corporate credit cards to travel the world with her boyfriend. And here she is in Paris.
We're in Paris on our anniversary at the Eiffel Tower, about to have dinner, five-star restaurant.
Oh, but it gets much worse.
Oh no.
One day, Mary Marks and Ralph, they agreed to start a family. I mean, Ralph has always wanted to have a kid, and someone to pass the tree farm on to. Now, here's where it gets really weird. They've been together several years at this point. But they've never been intimate. Like, they've never smashed. Never. Nothing. No idea what. Regardless, they agreed to get Mary Marks pregnant through IVF. So she tells him to, put his special sauce in a cup, and she'll take it back to California to a doctor, and she'll use it to get fertilized. So they do that, and Mary Marks goes back to California with his special sauce, and she ends up pregnant. Around 9 months later, she comes back to Oregon with a baby, allegedly Ralph's son, who she names, and I'm not making this up, she names him Giorgio Armani. Like,
Oh no.
regardless, Ralph is super happy. I mean, he loves his son. It's what he's always wanted. She
Aw.
brings him up from California to visit all the time. He misses you, and he wants you to know it. Okay, so
Aw, why doesn't he be with them?
Mary Marks.
It's weird.
For this, Mary Marks is not some random English exchange student in her 20s who just happened to meet Ralph one day at the airport. Mary
It's not.
Marks is actually Rachel Lee's biological daughter. And together, they're scamming poor Ralph.
Wow. That was so crazy that my thing broke.
When she met Ralph back at the airport, she was 19 when they got married. Ralph, of course, has no idea what her real age is. And her English accent? Totally fake. Her blonde hair? A wig. Their marriage? Also fake. Like, she didn't file any paperwork. It was all part of the scam. Even her name, Mary Marks, is a fake name. But here's the thing. Mary Marks really did get pregnant. Just not by Ralph. She got pregnant by her actual boyfriend back in California. But little Giorgio Armani is not her baby. Allegedly, her boyfriend wouldn't allow her to use her real baby, so she had to borrow a baby from a family member. She then took that family member's baby up to Oregon periodically to Ralph and told him that it's his son. So this baby in the video, calling him dad, is not his. And poor Ralph, he's unaware of all of
That's
this.
so sad.
How could he fall for such an obvious scam? Well, I don't know. I'm not him. But I sincerely,
Maybe because
respectfully think he might be on the spectrum. Plus, remember, he was desperately lonely, and he just really wanted
he's
to
a sad old
connect with
man
someone,
who wants
and
to
someone
have
finally
a
came along.
family. What the fuck?
Anyway,
It's messed up.
then things get much worse for Ralph, because one day his elderly father passes away. So now the whole tree farm is his. So then Rachel Lee, who's still at this point managing his finances, she lies to him and she tells him he's actually broke and that he needs to pay his inheritance tax and that he'll need to sell his entire farm to pay off this debt. And so sadly, Ralph believes her, and he does. He sells his family farm that he loves for $12 million. And of course, Rachel Lee is controlling his money, and with this sudden influx of cash, she uses it to buy herself a lot of stuff. She buys herself another psychic shop.
Wow, I hope those people go to jail at the end of this.
Boyfriend, an exotic car, Rolexes. These fake psychics are out of control. Until here's the thing to remember about this whole story. All of this takes place in a couple of different small towns in Oregon. The thing about small towns is people in small towns tend to notice things. For example, that psychic shop where Rachel Lee does her readings, it suddenly has a white Ferrari parked outside all the time. The people in town are like, how the f*** does anyone in this town afford a Ferrari, much less a local woman who does psychic readings? Like everyone around here drives pickup trucks. So then people start talking and neighbors start believing Ralph is getting scammed. And eventually local police get involved and they subpoena Ralph's financial records. And looking at his bank records, it looks like Ralph had bought a bunch of houses, an apartment complex, trips to Europe, a Bentley, a Ferrari.
Oh fuck. Oh jeez.
Hey Ralph, did you buy a Ferrari and all this other shit? Of course Ralph was like, no. So after 10 years, Rachel Lee and her daughter's scam finally starts to crumble. After these women had swindled
10 years is such a long time.
$1 million from him.
Wow.
Poor Ralph. Once police tell him they scammed him, he just wants his money back that he was scammed out of. But he's such a nice guy that he really doesn't want Rachel Lee and Mary Marks to get in trouble because he still cares about them. Regardless, they eventually do get in trouble. And bam, Rachel Lee gets arrested. Here's her mugshot. And also, bam, Mary Marks gets arrested. Here's her mugshot. And they both end up taking plea deals. But here's the thing, though. Even after the arrest, Ralph still refuses to believe any of this. He still thinks Mary Marks is really this blonde woman from England who he just happened to meet at the airport who loves him. So, as part of her plea deal, police make Mary Marks sit in a room with Ralph and confess to him that she's a fraud, and they make her take her blonde wig off in front of him. Once she takes her wig off in front of him, he finally sees the truth, and he believes this woman scammed him. Anyway, Rachel Lee is sentenced to 9 years in prison, and Mary Marks gets about 2.5 years in prison. And Rachel Lee's boyfriend, who was also involved, he gets 2 years in prison. And allegedly, even after all that, for years after, Ralph still wore his wedding ring, as he really loved having a family, even if it was fake.
Oh, that's so sad. That was so sad. I want to see this lunch hack.
Hello, everybody. You're going to take an entire pack of Hawaiian rolls. You're going to cut them open long ways. Spread your mustard on, and you just put the cheese across. I got a little bit of pepperoni here. Here is the hard part. Put this there, and then you're going to cut. You're going to pop these in the freezer. Then you just take them out when you're packing lunches. So by the time lunchtime comes around, they have these yummy little sandwiches. How fun is that? Lunch is made. Why people eat empty boxes in the closets?
Funny. Let's see. Push the toe. Wait. Oh, fuck. Oh, no. No, I don't want to do that. Oh, I do have milk. Okay. What's this? Oh, highlight. I don't want that. Oh, let's see what it looks like. Do not like. Do not like. But that does let me know that there's not a lot of light. Ow. Okay. Let's see. No. Okay, so that one got fucked up. So we're gonna fix that. There we go. All fixed. Now I just gotta wait. I just gotta wait. Oh, I wanna see this.
The curse of Mayonnaise might actually be amazing. 4 years later, chances are it's not. But what is amazing is the 30% off store
Oh, yes, Mr.
Gigi.
Gigi.
To rewatch The Nun to see
Yes,
if it was
Mr.
still bad.
Gigi.
Confirmed. It is still not a great movie. It is still not a good movie. I
Oh,
still did
no.
not enjoy it. I still thought it was very silly.
Oh, no.
In the same vein was The Curse of La Llorona, which I have also not rewatched since I watched it long, long ago. But I remember leaving the theater offended.
No.
It was triggered.
I really like how my nails look when it's shiny like that, though.
We're gonna run this one back. I'm gonna give it a fair shot. Give it its fair shake.
For some
If you want to talk
reason,
about a movie that I
looks nicer.
do not remember anything from. I think I only remember the trailer scenes. I remember the priest
Yes.
more time. She doesn't have outside responsibilities because
She has no kids.
she has supported him.
Because her husband isn't dead.
She was on time. You could have just said that, sir. You didn't have to throw in the supported home line. Okay, alright. That's the second awkward line to let us know that her husband died. Okay, so she works for CPS. Her husband was a police officer. This lady has definitely been face to face with the Llorona at least a dozen times in the past 12 minutes. Crying. Sobbing. Yeah, buddy. It's just like the back of my head, guys. I actually do remember this entire movie. I have the script in front of me.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, this is probably where you hit the detour and get the officer back in here. Yeah, so that guy.
Yeah, get the fuck out of there.
That's on your side. Maybe. Oh, your way. Get him over here.
That door. You can get out. What do you have inside here? Vete.
What's in her hand?
Stay away from that door.
Surprise! Wow, La Llorona sure is scary, but you know what's scarier? Companies collecting your personal data and then doing whatever that. Because this company that often calls, mails to, get their foot in the
Come on.
Take your personal
Yes,
data.
incognito, yes. Okay.
And not be locked in the closet. That's probably the most important part. Gives you daylight and stuff. You want to be a little less vague from us? Okay, he's Carlos, just kidding. Okay, you want to be a little less vague from us? A fucking cigar ashed out on their wrist? That's
You always want to do this? To mix it all up. Come on.
Oh, I just got that. It's a meme. She's from Scooby-Doo, right? Yeah. Oh, he's role-playing as a police officer who's out of control and not showing patience. Yeah, no, he shot that guy. Yeah, that guy was unarmed. We okay with that? Guys, that's at least a timeout. Where are they staying? Great question. Let's see if he's got an answer. Okay, there's the first jump scare. What? You pulled the Alvarez boys out of the river. You promised a warm bed. You know, the last two kids that you left alone like that, you know. They were fine. They were scared. They were fine. Are you not in custody? No, I understand Spanish. You didn't need to translate. Is this supposed to be set in older times? La Llorona. Oh, snap. Immediately.
Let's see what that looks like.
What did you say? Want to translate, Velma? Why is it set in older times? I just realized that. Also, why were you not in custody to begin with?
Oh, I kind of love it.
I'm surprised you weren't shot.
I'm going to put this on all of them. I really love it.
I think this is one of the jump scares from the trailer. I actually wasn't expecting that. That was a theater.
I feel like this one is like, it's like a reaction video.
Why wouldn't you run towards
I don't know, I don't wanna.
I'll get body.
interested in it. I want another movie recap that I can like listen to. Let's see. Uh-oh. Okay, let's see. Oh,
A sidewalk rushed up at Jutsu
you love a good
and plummeted 8 stories in a matter of seconds. His body hitting the ground with a sickening thump. A crowd of people gathered around the limp, lifeless body, asking why one of Japan's most beloved filmmakers could lead to his death. High above in Itami's office, the Yakuza silently turned away. They had sent a brutal message that day, showing why they are one of the most feared organizations in Japan and the world. Prepare to delve into the murky underworld in today's episode of the infographic show. The most horrific crimes of the Japanese Yakuza Mafia. Number 8. The murder of Mayor Icho Ito. In April 2007, Mayor of Nagasaki, Icho Ito, was campaigning to be re-elected for a 4th term. As Ito exited his car outside his campaign headquarters, he was shot twice at point-blank range in the back of the head. Ito's assassin was Tetsuya Shiro, member of the Suishin Kai gang. As Shiro tried to flee the scene, he was tackled by Ito's wife and aides. Shiro was a formerly second-in-command of the Suishin Kai, but had recently been demoted to counselor. But could there have been something more shocking behind the cold-blooded assassination? In 2003, Shiro had filed an insurance claim against the city after his car was damaged driving through a pothole. Shiro even wrote a local TV station about the issue. It was also thought that Shiro held a grudge after a construction company linked to the Suishin Kai had been denied a lucrative contract by the city. Whatever the reasons for the assassination, Yakuza bosses hadn't authorized the killing, leading to intense public scrutiny. After their offices were raided by the police, the Suishin Kai disbanded. Shiro was sentenced to life in prison. This isn't the only seemingly motiveless killing on our list, but first let's get back to Junzo Itami. Number 7. Junzo Itami's suicide. As we mentioned, Junzo Itami was one of Japan's most respected filmmakers. His films garnered rave reviews from audiences and critics alike, but there was some who didn't take too kindly to the director's work. In 1992, he released a movie titled Nimbo, a satirical takedown of the Yakuza. The film depicted the Japanese gangsters as dumb, ignorant thugs who were outsmarted by a female attorney played by Itami's wife, actress Nobuko Miyamoto. The Yakuza, not exactly happy with how they've been portrayed in Nimbo, sent 5 of their members to attack the director. They slashed his face, leaving him with a scar as a permanent reminder of the encounter. So when the director seemingly took his own life 5 years later, people were suspicious. There were rumblings about a Japanese magazine getting ready to publish an article about an alleged affair that Juzo Itami supposedly had with a younger actress. In a note he left behind, he denied the affair, but also included a cryptic message. My death is the only way to prove my innocence. Itami's wife was placed under police protection from the Yakuza, despite her husband's death being ruled a suicide. Jake Adelstein, an American journalist living in Japan, later revealed that Yakuza members working for Taramasa Goto considered my son to be the John Gotti of Japan. Behind Itami's death, Goto's henchmen forced Juzo Itami up to the roof at gunpoint, threatening to shoot him unless he jumped. It was a perfect murder. It left behind no trace of foul play or anything that could suggest the death was anything other than a suicide. To take his own life at gunpoint might sound like a brutal thing to do to another person, but even that might pale in comparison to the murder of Kazuoki Nozaki. Number 6, the murder of Kazuoki Nozaki.
No, this one was fucked up.
Civilians, but some factions have distanced themselves from the larger Yakuza groups because they're willing to cross that line. One of these groups is the Goto Gumi, founded by our old pal Taramasa Goto. In March of 2006, a real estate consultant named Kazuoki Nozaki was stabbed in the back and his side as he was getting into his car in Tokyo. The assailant quickly hopped into the passenger seat of another car and sped off, leaving Nozaki to bleed to death. Despite being rushed to the hospital, he was pronounced dead soon after. As part of his real estate job, Nozaki was responsible for evicting people that were found illegally squatting in a building in Shibuya Ward, the same building his real estate company was headquartered. And just before his death, there had been a police report about suspected gang activity among some of the building's illegal occupants. Tokyo police suspected that the Goto Gumi had been responsible for Nozaki's murder and arrested 4 members of the gang in 2010. Nozaki's family took the Goto Gumi and Taramasa Goto himself to court over the murder and won a settlement equivalent to $1.4 million. But the Goto Gumi
more glitter.
to have terrorized the ordinary people of Japan. One group even has a reputation for hurting or outright killing civilians, the Kudokai. Number 5, the Kudokai.
I'm gonna just
in the coastal city of Fukuoka,
wipe some of that off
the
later.
head of a local fishing cooperative was found shot dead. Less than a year later, in May of 2014, his grandson would be stabbed on his way to work as a dentist, though he would luckily survive. 2 months later, a woman who worked at the very same fishing cooperative was attacked with a knife. Thankfully, she too survived. This repeated targeting of the fishing cooperative had been carried out by the Kudokai, with several of their members being arrested and 2 being convicted. Among those arrested were the boss and underboss, Satoru Nomura and Fumio Tanoue. They were accused of yet another death linked to the same cooperative, when a previous head of the organization had also been shot in 1998. Later, in 2014, Nomura and Tanoue would be arrested for civilians, this time for the death of a nurse who was stabbed multiple times, seemingly on Tanoue's orders. He had supposedly gotten into an argument with her while visiting a clinic.
Don't argue with a nurse.
Such a grudge with members of the Fukuoka fishing cooperative, but it is terrifying to think that a seemingly innocuous altercation with a stranger can land you permanently on the hit list of a vindictive Yakuza group. If you think what the Yakuza put civilians through is bad enough, just wait until you hear about some of the horrific and bloody ways they've handled feuds with each other. Number 4, the murder of Ryuichi Sugiura. February 2007, senior member of the
rules of the streets, I guess.
Was sitting in his limousine. Without warning, 2 gunmen on motorcycles approached the limo. They shot Sugiura 3 times, bullets ripping through the glass, killing him before the 2 gunmen rushed off. Both were members of the Kokusui Kai, a smaller Yakuza group with ties to the Yamaguchi Gumi family. It was thought that the murder was linked to a turf war over the Roppongi district, which Sugiura had been negotiating over. Now it seemed that members of the Kokusui Kai were willing to kill to get the district back. With Sugiura dead, the worry was that this could result in an enormous fallout between the 2 biggest gangs in the country, which threatened to turn Roppongi into a war zone. The days following Ryuichi's murder, members of the Tsumiyoshi Kai retaliated by opening fire on properties
I was trying to get it to dry.
or those affiliated with them until police intervened. Fortunately, no one was injured, and the looming turf war never seemed to come to pass. At least if it did, the public was never made aware of it. And to top it all off, no one was ever arrested.
Oh, we only have a few days left until election ends. I already voted. Did you? I did put in my vote. Make sure you put in your vote. Okay. Let's see. Let's hear what they have to say. Voting has been called.
Just past 2 a.m. Eastern on election night in 2020, Donald Trump falsely claimed victory and called for the vote counting to stop. The reality was that the result of the election was still unclear. News networks didn't start calling the race for Biden for another 4 days. Now, Trump's false claim of victory was temporarily boosted by what was called the red mirage. Same-day votes, which were counted first, tilted towards Trump. But because of the pandemic, a record number of Americans voted by mail, and those votes, which took days to count, gave Biden the White House. So, what should we expect this year, and when should we expect it?
Yeah, that's exciting.
National political correspondent, the great Steve Kornacki. Steve, it is so good to have you.
Okay, so stop it.
Please.
Please.
For the City Hall for more days than I care to remember. Do you have any expectation that their ability to count votes and return a call?
Yeah, that makes sense. Of course, the fucking middle ones are going to be red and the side ones are going to be blue.
Optimistic about the speed of the count in Pennsylvania and really in most, if not all, of these battleground states. Why in Pennsylvania? Well,
some states tallies may trigger recount. Oh, there's been a recount since I was 12.
Expedited this. That didn't happen. But what has happened is this: we've seen it in Pennsylvania and we've seen it elsewhere. Voting by mail is down from 2020 during the pandemic. A lot more people were using it. They were at home. They didn't want to go out. And mail is what really clogged it in Pennsylvania and all these other states, especially in Pennsylvania, because they've never processed it before. So now at least they have a few election officials do, of dealing with mail-in voting. They're not going to have the massive numbers of it that they had before. They'll have plenty of it, but they're not going to have the massive numbers. And I think as well some indications that some of these counties, they didn't count overnight last time. I think you're going to get more sort of round-the-clock counting as well. So I think there's a lot of opportunities, even for Pennsylvania, to be faster.
Can we talk about what triggers recounts in some of these key battleground states? Because I know in Arizona and Pennsylvania, if the margin's tight enough, it's an automatic recount. What does it look like more holistically across the 7 key states?
I guess the most important thing to know is that in all of them, there's some kind of provision that any candidate can have a recount if they want it. They may have to pay for it in some cases, but there are provisions for the recount to take place. In Pennsylvania, there's an automatic one. If it's 0.5%, half a percent statewide.
Oh my goodness.
In Michigan, it's automatic, but it's stringent, and that's a 2.
Okay. Here we go, PBS.
Tens of millions of Americans across the country have
I trust
cast their
PBS.
ballots by absentee or early in-person voting.
What does this early turnout tell us? Let's turn to Lisa Fisher to look at the data. So Lisa, break it down for us. Where are we when it comes to early voting? We're in a really extraordinary moment when it comes to early voting. This nation has shifted over the last 20 years to today. This election, 47 states have early voting. There's only 3, New Hampshire, Alabama, and Mississippi, which do not have early voting. Look at the numbers, what we know right now. More than 55 million Americans have already cast their ballots at this point in the election. How's that compare to this point in 2020? Well, it is less, but it was a pandemic, and what many people were essentially forced for health reasons to vote. So this is actually history-making record number of early votes outside of a national health crisis.
And Lisa, what can we tell so far based on who has voted? What stands out?
There's a gender gap in these early voting returns. Right now, we see by far more women than men are voting we saw in 2020 in that election. Joe Biden, of course, won in part because of the gender gap in this election. It's just early votes. We don't know if these women are necessarily Democrats or Republicans, and I would say there is reason to believe that there are more conservative women voting this year, and I'll show you why, at least early. In 2020, if you look at the data for rural and urban voters, it was about the same proportion of early votes. But look this year, what do we have? A gap. Rural voters making up a much larger proportion of the early vote than they did in 2020. And I can testify from being in Georgia and Virginia, this definitely has to do with Trump and his campaign pushing to try and get up their red voters, especially in rural areas. They are definitely showing up. Now, the question is, are these new voters or are these voters who would have voted anyway? They're just So, Lisa, you got it. There's a little bit. The big question is, where are those early votes going to? Which candidate? What do we know about turnout by party? Which party? Yeah, not every state actually tells us the party identification of their early voters, but those that do. Election Lab compiled this, and it is close. Right now, 39% of the early vote that we know about from Democrats, 36% of it from Republicans. Now, Democrats had an advantage before in early vote. Republicans have clearly cut into that with their new strategy this campaign. This is the national vote. We all know that swing states are the ones that are going to decide this election. So let's look at the biggest one. Let's look at Pennsylvania. We actually have 2 counties there still early voting. Early voting was supposed to end Tuesday, but because of various problems, Lehigh County got extended one day. Bucks County still voting today. What I want to tell you about Pennsylvania is that here Democrats had a 3-to-1 early vote advantage last election. Now that's come down just to 2-to-1 Republicans.
Okay. That sounds like there's a lot going on. Okay, I'm gonna probably leave and then come back, I think, because I need to yeah, I really fucked these up. But I gotta get organized. It's hard for me to like not get organized. Do stuff. It's yeah. I'm probably gonna get on OBS though, okay? So I'm gonna come back. Have a good morning, have a good afternoon, have a good night. I'll see y'all